Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So we've got one sent from TEMU and I've had a quick look at this, and to be honest I really wanted to hate it because it's not sort of a hobby grade RC car that I'd usually review, but then I saw it comes with two batteries, the charger, the transmitter only takes two batteries, and I've actually had a bit of a drive around with it, and to be honest, if you've got somebody young getting into RC, for the price these things are, you'd be hard pushed to find something that kind of drives like it should, and there's a lot of components on it that are same on a proper RC car. So yeah, really didn't want to like it, but for the price and the target audience it's aimed at, well, let's get on with video and I'll let you guys decide. It's called a Wild Hunt, and you definitely have to be careful how you pronounce that one. Looks like it's by Enzone, N-O-Z, something like that. Some unpronounceable E-N-O-Z-E. But let's bring you in, have a look at it, see what you guys think. So, it's the Wild Hunt off-road. Again, just be careful how you pronounce that. We've got a 1/20th scale, 2.4 gig radio gear. It's got shock absorbers, tyres rubber compound, buggy body. I think you'll find it's a truggy. It kind of looks like a few others on market. It says it's an RTR. It's got a rudder machine, whatever a rudder machine is, and they reckon it goes 20 kilometers an hour. It says for ages 8 and upwards. So when I look on bottom, it's a 3.7 volt lithium battery, and I did see that picture and think you only get one with it. You've got multiple body shells to choose from. Don't think it tells us anything else. It says 500 milliamp hour battery, but let's get us way into this thing. So that's what we get in box. We also get some instructions. It just tells you how to use transmitter basically. Tells you how to set the steering. Strangely enough, it's not fully proportional steering, but it is fully proportional throttle and brake and reverse. It just tells you a bit more how to get battery out. If we skip to the charging, basically it comes with a USB charger, and it says it takes about 90 minutes to charge. So it does seem to come packaged in some packaging that it's going to survive transport. There's not any damage to anything. One thing I did notice straight away though when I opened it is you actually get two of these little batteries. So although they're only 500 milliamp hour, you do get two of them, so you can have one on charge while you're running it. You get your basic USB charger. Not a huge fan of these if they are charging multiple cell batteries, but I've found for single cell they don't seem to be an issue. Not really keen on the even the one that came with a Lossy Mini T 2.0. The first charge I did with it, it actually killed its own battery. They did replace the battery and send me another one, but I won't use the charger. So for 1S, seem to be fine. 2S, they don't seem to balance charge or anything. But we got a 2.4 gig transmitter. Doesn't actually feel awful. It does click when you get to the point that it's going to turn. So it's not proportional steering, but it is proportional throttle. Batteries, you're going to have to supply your own, but it does only take two. And if you look on the metal part, it's got a negative and a positive. So if we get it right, I believe it's that way around. And you just slide it on and you can turn it on and off. Now the little truggy itself, it does look really nice. It is covered with a coating, which I would leave on, especially if the younger drivers are going to be driving it. Then when it gets scratched up, you can just peel it off. You won't need to take this body shell off for anything. There's not really anything you can get to underneath it. It does come with a screwdriver. So for your younger users, it's got a screw to prevent them getting the batteries out, but you don't need it in any way to use the RC. Now, if we look, there's quite a lot of room in this battery bay, so you'd probably be able to get a bigger battery in there if you really wanted to. So we have some kind of solid rear axle at the back. Bit of a weird setup. There's no diff. So although they will spin, it's not the axles that are moving, it's the actual drives onto wheels. And it is just rear wheel drive. So you do have arms on it. You've got drive shafts that are solid on the back. Not really independent rear suspension, but for the money this is, it's one of them things that I think if you've got somebody really young and they're wanting to get into RC and you don't want something that's going to destroy your house if they try and drive it round and bash it into things in your house, then for the round about £30 I think this is delivered. And we can see down into it, you got just a green light waiting for transmitter. So we turn it on. Although it's not proportional, it is quite strong steering. So if you see, it is proportional. And it is just forward, brake, reverse. So yeah, not certainly not like what we usually have on this channel, but seems though they sent it me for free. I thought I'd give you guys a look at it, and if somebody's looking for just something cheap to get one of your younger relatives for Christmas, might be worth having a look. I think they're only 30 quid delivered, or £30. But it has got the looks of an RC. It's just going to be far less prone to smashing itself to pieces if they hit anything, and not damage sort of other things or other people. So that's the basic RC. We've got steering, we've got throttle, brake and reverse. It does look kind of cool. They are going to be able to jump it. It doesn't seem like it's going to fall apart. It does feel pretty chunky, to be fair. You've just got that to line your steering up. In case it's pulling to one side or the other, you can just trim it. So I don't think we need to put a GNSS on it to realise it's about maybe 3 to 5 mile an hour top speed. I mean, it is a 30 quid RC. It does drive. I'm not seeing an issue with distance. You do get 2 batteries with it. Wouldn't say it goes particularly well over grass. But if you've got a really young family member that you want to get into RC, you can drop off at curbs with it. It will bash up them, it will go over a bit of gravel. So ultimately, it's a 30 quid RC. Not really sure what more you can ask for. I'm surprised at the range, really. But it goes backwards, it goes forwards, it steers, it goes off at curb. But yeah, it is what it is, a 30 quid RC. So there you have it, that's just a bit of a vid of it driving around. I don't think there's any point putting a GNSS on it. It does about 5 miles an hour, I'm guessing, flat out. But it's kind of not the point. You've got the looks of one of the sort of bigger RCs. The controls that you're going to learn. You've got the same throttle, brake and reverse. Your steering wheel still functions as it would. So the skills that you can actually pick up and learn with this, as they get older, they're going to be able to transfer over to a bigger, faster RC. And it's not fast enough or heavy enough to do any damage to it. I've flipped it a good number of times. It's got a few little tiny scuffs, but barely anything. So, yeah, obviously, it's not something that your older RC drivers are going to want to use. But if you're just looking for a bit of a stocking filler, or you've got a really young member of family that's showing interest in RC and you want to get them to learn the basics, yeah, not a bad thing. I mean, for 30 quid, it's kind of price it costs you to go to McDonald's with a few people nowadays. So, let's wrap this one up. So, there you have it. The Wild Hunt off-road. Also says Wild Bee on top of it. It's a wild thing. Yeah, if you've got really young members of family that want to get into RC or showing interest, for 30 quid with 2 batteries, charger, the only thing you have to supply is the AA's. It's house friendly. It's not going to damage your furniture or your skirting board. It really don't go fast enough to. But yeah, one of them things for the price. As I said, I really wanted to hate it, but when you look at what it's aimed at and how rugged it is, and it does drive. It drives absolutely fine. The range on it is brilliant. It's not going to go out of control on them. And yeah. So if you've got younger family members that are wanting to get into RC, I really don't think you can go far wrong with this. For £30, it works. Couple of batteries. Yeah. The link will be in the description below. But thanks again for watching WTF Rc Cars. If you like this kind of content, find it interesting, amusing, or just like listening to my incessant rambling, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and see you guys again in the next one.